Hey everybody, you're tuned into the AFTERBUZZ TV after show of Vice Principals. We're going to be talking about Season 1, Episode 6, The Foundation of Learning, so stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yeah, we're back. All three of us are
Hello.
together again.
Hi.
Yay.
Yes. Hey,
What
hey,
an
hey.
episode. Now things are stirring.
I'm so excited.
Now things are stirring.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for tuning in. You guys be sure to subscribe on YouTube, like us, comment, all that fun stuff. Before we get into the episode, hey guys, where can we find you on the internet?
I'm Tamra Brown. You can find me. Just Google me. You're not it's fine.
Tamra Brown. I'm Kelsey Hightower. You can find me online at Kels Hightower.
Yeah, and I'm Kelly McInerney. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HollyWeirdo. Wow, guys. Finally some stuff's cooking.
Woo. Oh my gosh.
Right?
So happy
So
about this
intense
episode.
I could spit.
Yeah.
Ah.
But before we get into the
Juice.
the juice,
I wasn't
mouth
alluding
juice.
to anything. It's just a phrase I use.
oh yeah. We saw a lot about Snodgrass today. Like, she is hooking up with, or was, Mr. Hayden, who's
Yeah.
kind of a dick.
Mr. Kiddo.
Yeah.
Mr. Popularity.
Ugh.
We all have choice words for him, I think.
Yeah. I
Yep.
guess.
I know when a dude belittles me by only referring to me as a child's nickname. Oh boy, does my heart swoon.
And I have to fight to get that period back.
Yeah.
God, are all the guys on this show just garbage people?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Maybe Ray's nice, I think.
Ray is my favorite.
I
love
really
Ray.
do like Ray, and I just, not to veer off too far, but I do love how Gamby hates him and just is just Ray, whatever, blah blah, and Ray's just
Ray's just Gamby's
supportive. He's
cheerleader.
like,
Yeah.
all right, go Gamby, you know,
Yeah.
it's so great.
But so he breaks up with her because they don't have the same free period
Yeah.
anymore, and they can't sneak around easily, which is great. You know, he's just he's the kiddo.
And she could tell from the beginning he wasn't. I think she knew all along that that's just that's just what a ruse that he's saying to it's his excuse, and she knew from the beginning. She
You
was
think so?
calling his bluff. Yeah, I think so.
I think
I think in denial, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of a guy thing. Oh, well, I'm busy, you know. Oh, not answering your phone calls. Oh, whatever, you know. And it's just yeah, there's somebody else. So she just needed to see it, or else she would have just kept falling.
I guess, yeah, I thought she was hopeful at first, and then once he introduced the TA, Carrie, who is another girl that he's definitely, they have a butt thing together,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think then she's like, I need to,
Are we going to do that? We're not very good at that. We should practice.
Yeah.
Learning.
teach, like school.
Just like school, just like this episode.
Yeah, so it's kind of a bummer, but I get the show is supposed to be male driven, they're all assholes and we're supposed to support at least Gamby.
Yeah, they're supposed to be. That's just their characters.
But God,
it's-
why can't anybody be nice, you know?
no.
So she goes to Gamby and asks him if she could have the 7 period free again. And he's not allowed to. But Gamby's dealing with his own problems that she can help out on. Because one good thing about Gamby, I think we all can agree, is that he loves his daughter. You know,
Yes.
he's a good, he
good
means
dad.
well to
That's
be
the most
the-
endearing part about him.
Yeah. And so he wants to do anything for her. They have a conversation, and she's like, you should just get involved with motocross even though you don't like it. And Gamby's not the smartest guy, and he just decides to buy a motorcycle.
But let me say this: everything that I say about how irritating all of his misogynist comments are, they write his character so well, because a guy that always has to objectify every female coworker and even the female students and stuff like that. He loves his daughter so much, and when somebody wants to talk about her, one of the first things he said, oh, let me see her picture, and one of the first things that character would say is, yeah, she's a little chunky, it's just so true to, they really have made his character exactly how that person is. So
Yeah, it's kind of messed up in a way that he's like that, but at least he still kind of likes his daughter. Even when she said, "Oh, she looks like you," he didn't even accept that.
Yeah.
Because I thought maybe because like, oh, he doesn't want her to look like him because he's maybe self-conscious, or he just is being misogynistic and calling her chunky.
He just doesn't get it. He's like oblivious to everything, you know. He's just like in his mind all the time.
The most important thing about a woman is the way she looks. Like that's what his character.
That's just like what he is into.
Yeah, that's his character.
Yeah.
I feel like he's every time I think he takes steps forward to be a nice guy, he takes another step backward.
2 steps forward.
He just messes up
step
all the
forward, 2
time,
steps
you know.
back.
Yeah.
Like how Snodgrass, how he told her to open the door, close it, and I just wanted to see how your body looked.
You're like, you're so close.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? And like he does it as if he doesn't even realize it, which is, I guess we're supposed to laugh at that, but it's, I don't know, I guess we're conditioned to like know better, you know. But he asks Miss Snodgrass, "I'll give you the 7th period off if you teach me motocross."
I love that Miss Snodgrass has a background in motocross.
Yeah.
That makes her character so interesting. I love that they threw that in this episode. That's great.
Yeah, I guess maybe it's common down there, wherever they're from.
Yeah, maybe if it's like a small town, or like if that's popular in their town, then that's like what everybody knows. Maybe one of those things, you know, like races or motocross or whatever else it might be. NASCAR.
She's a pretty strong woman, but I feel like she has fault. Like she's still hung up on Hayden, you know.
Yeah. But I still want to bring it back to how all of the teachers are like the high school clique. So like she's stuck up on the jock or the popular guy, like everybody is, but he's like a jerk and he's gonna be a player or whatever, and so he's gonna move on. And I think it's so interesting. That's kind of one of my favorite parts about this show, is just seeing how the teachers and the adults are going through high school themselves.
Yeah, well, probably, especially since like you keep calling Hayden the popular guy.
Yeah, I mean,
when she's talking about his daughter,
Janelle.
Yeah,
Gamby?
Janelle. Yeah, she's like, oh no, when I was her age, she looked a lot like I did, and so it's probably, she is fulfilling something. She's getting a popular guy now that she couldn't when she was in school.
Yeah,
so
she's like she was an ugly duckling that became a swan or whatever.
Blossomed.
Yeah. So it's kind of about. So they decide to. She eventually, because at first she's like, no, I'm not going to. But then she sees, they're kind of getting together pretty close, Carrie and Hayden, that she's gonna really try super hard to teach him motocross. And she's a good teacher, not just I'm not sure what she I'm not sure what she
English,
teaches, right?
I think, yeah.
But so does Miss LeBlanc, so I guess they have high schools have multiple English teachers.
Yeah, and different.
Unless it's Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah. So she's a good teacher because I guess a day it took, because they were wearing the same clothes.
Yeah, well, because he said the motocross thing was in 2 days, so she had to teach.
Really jump on that,
Yeah. And
quick learner.
he did the 12 o'clock, which is popping a wheelie.
Yep.
Rocked it.
Hit the 12 o'clock. What?
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Were you guys rooting for him? Like you wanted to make them...
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was really funny, of course, when he, couldn't do it and he was having a hard time or whatever. There was some really funny comedic moments in that. And one of my favorite things is that he was wearing a football helmet instead of, an actual, motorcycle helmet. I don't know why. It was like a blue Warriors football helmet.
Oh, yeah.
I'm super tough.
It's cool.
I was noticing the shots, because I was noticing, how in filming it, I doubt as an actor he was, he's not able to do that. So, you only saw him doing it far away, but then there were these, close-up angles where you would see the wheel up, but he wasn't really moving, so I was kind of wondering how they shot it.
Me too, especially when the two of them were on the bike. I was like, how is this... Because you could see her face riding and everything.
Maybe Danny McBride can
pop
a wheelie. Maybe he can do it. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either.
Yeah. I feel like that would be harder for him to fake it. Don't you isn't it harder to fake doing something if you learn it?
Yeah.
If
you can do it, it's hard to fake it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, Gamby knew how. At least to pop one. He did it once.
Yeah.
And he was
one and done.
Yeah.
That's how that went.
He was super proud. That's what he went backwards with the door thing, but then he was kind of polite, even though he grabbed her boobs. But he's like, I don't know where he grabbed his head. Yeah.
Trying to be polite.
Yeah. And he asked her if he wanted her to see the game or the race, Janelle's race, and he's like, I'm not sure if that's appropriate. Like, how do you know you're not sure about this, but the body?
Yeah.
I think he's not aware of women's feelings of their body.
Yeah.
Rather like stepping a line of like romance, like talking.
That's what I mean. Like, I know dudes like Gamby, and it's like they have this misguided, old-fashioned sense of like what is chivalry. So, you know, they objectify women unintentionally. They think they're being polite or, you know, nice. And then little things that don't even matter, like, you know, it's uncomfortable where to put his hands, or they'll say like, oh, excuse my French, you know, and it's like, who cares if you fucking swear? You know, like,
we don't care about that.
You know?
I think it is, what you said, like the innocence part about it. I feel like he does have a lot of that as well, you know, like just kind of the character that you were saying. And then I do feel like there is parts mixed in where it's just like trying to be funny, you know, like, oh, I didn't know, like, oh, I'm still innocent, like, I'll put it here. I don't really know what to do when I get near a woman. Like, I don't actually know what to do when we're, like, on a date or, like, when I'm actually with a woman, because I've never been, like, with a woman sort of thing.
Yeah. He's like, I like how you look, but when we're talking and close, I don't know what to do.
What do I do with my hands? It's fun. Some parts of it is funny. Some parts of a lot of it takes it too far. I would agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think that like
I don't think it takes it too far. That being
funny.
said, because that's how that's how those characters are supposed to be. So when they say those things that like in real life would piss me off if somebody said that.
Yeah.
But like it's it's part of the show, and I think those characters are written really well to be that type of person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we still kind of root for him, no matter, even though he messes up and is kind of, like, I would never date him.
Yeah, totally.
But I would root for him. So he does give Miss Snodgrass the seventh period planning, which is basically a free period. She immediately tells Hayden, and he's like, oh,
whoops.
Can I bring Carrie? Why are you, like, oh... God, finally somebody more annoying, I feel like, than Lee Russell and Gamby.
I don't know, Lee, though.
Yeah,
he's still my least favorite.
But I don't know, he's such a good bad guy.
Yes, me too.
You know?
I have a love-hate relationship with him because he's so awful, but, like, he's such a, like, the character, like, he's portrayed so well, and it's just such a fun...
He's got a big personality, but we'll get into him in a second. So she disappears, and she decides to take up Gamby and see the race.
Yes.
I don't know why I keep forgetting the word race. And
the old medicine show.
Yeah.
Brup, brup.
And
whatever it is they say.
He's ready to show them that he could pop a wheelie. Did you guys expect that he was going to mess up at all?
I don't think I had any expectations going in. The show's so quick, you know, like it wraps up so fast. But I think that was a good way to go. That was probably because that's what happens. You learn to do that trick in 2 days. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. So of course you're not going to nail it the second time, you know.
Yeah,
I love what he said. I did it once before, you know.
Yeah. I thought the first time he was gonna hit something.
Same.
Like, when she was training him, but when he was gonna do it this time, I was like, yeah, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. Make everybody proud, and it backfires so hard. And the daughter says, "You're ruining this for me." It's kind of
so that I think that was the first. That's the first time I really felt sorry for Gamby. I really haven't, and all of like several sad things that have happened to him throughout the series, but that was the first time I really felt bad for him.
Yeah.
Because he just loves his daughter, you know? And then when she says something, it's like, oh,
that really cuts to the core.
Yeah, because you know that means something to him.
Yeah. That's like the one good thing he has in his life is he's like a good dad. His daughter loves him, and then like that happens, and such a bummer, and he gets booted off. But Snodgrass in the car, grabs his hand.
I know. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah.
Do you guys think she's just trying to be a good friend, or maybe love is blooming?
I think she's hurting. She's in that place where she's heartbroken over this one dude that she's into, so she's a little bit vulnerable, and
rebound.
she's going for a little bit of the like Florence Nightingale, like I feel bad for him, so maybe there's just a little bit of tinge of crush there.
Yeah, I like maybe not. Yeah, I see exactly where you're coming from, because I think she sees him like broken, and she's like broken herself, and so I think the feelings are true. Like I think that she's not just like playing with him or anything. I think she really does feel like, oh, I like him, like, oh, that feeling or
But
whatever.
I think she's too smart to ever like. She's not gonna
fall in love
with him,
Yeah.
fall for him for real.
Maybe a fling or something,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
nothing serious. Yeah,
like
I
the
agree.
rebound.
Yeah. Try to show Hayden that she could find somebody else or whatever
Yeah.
too. We'll see though. But I think the bigger storyline, 600 textbooks missing. Where'd
Yeah.
they go? Miss LeBlanc signed for them, and that starts a huge new battle between Miss LeBlanc and Dr. Brown. Miss LeBlanc's been a teacher forever, and I guess students respect her. She's a great teacher.
Yep.
Miss Dr. Brown, new principal. This was like, whoa! It got pretty vicious.
We really got to see Dr. Brown come out, so like,
Yeah.
and at like attack mode in this. I guess when they were at the superintendent's or school board, up at the school board.
Yeah.
She just let it all out. So that was kind of fun to see. I don't know. It was just like, whoa.
It was good and bad because I felt like, no, this is very unprofessional.
Exactly.
Don't
Yeah.
say kiss my ass. Like that's not what you're supposed.
know.
How you're supposed
I
to
feel
act.
like Dr. Brown is such like a smart, classy lady, and the drama of this school is just
Eating at
really bringing her down. Like she's really having to take off all her nails to like just survive at this school.
Yeah, it was. Oh god.
Okay. There were some underlining little lessons that they threw in here.
Go for it.
And the Miss LeBlanc, she was teaching in the classroom to defend your reputation, for it's your life. And then they go to the courtroom, and it's like, okay, I was kind of like paying attention, like whose reputation was going to be ruined, whose was going to like stand true and stuff. So, and I don't think it's good for Dr. Brown anymore. And then the other thing, not to go backwards, but in Miss Snodgrass's classroom, she was talking about love and why does the speaker want to be loved, and why do they want love, and like all this kind of stuff, and it's like her reflecting in that. So there was some
I didn't catch those
definite
analogies.
Good
Good catch.
Touche.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, all right.
Yeah.
But the reputation thing, I think that's a big deal.
They were definitely defending it, and I don't think Belinda's is as good anymore. But also, like, props to Lee Russell and Gamby for this plan worked kind of so well. Like,
That surprised me.
yeah. And it just like without a cinch. Like there was no issues. They took the school books, put them back, and it just made Belinda look bad because she's like, I double checked 10 times, and they were not there. But it's a bummer because like she's such a good. Like, I think she's one of my favorites. I don't know about you guys. But
yeah.
she's such a strong character, and then just to be ruined like that. But I did like Miss LeBlanc, too.
Yeah.
In a way, she had a good perspective of, like, saying, well, who remembers their principals, you know? They're pretty unmemorable.
Right.
Teachers are the ones.
She was really bold to stand up to her, to Belinda, like to stand up to the principal, like even if she is new, it was still like, whoa, I can't believe she's just attacking her like that. You know, even whenever Belinda went into the classroom, she was just kind of like, I'm going to finish my lesson and then I will get to you. And I was like, all right. They've like, Belinda found her match. It wasn't the boys, it was another teacher,
strong.
you know?
Yep.
Yeah. But it all doesn't go well for Lee and Gamby because Lee slips up saying, oh, I'll get you your afternoon coffee, your favorite afternoon coffee. And this is right after Belinda's like, it's like a trap, you know, like she's such a strong woman, like it was, and I checked so many times. Lee's like, nah, it wasn't a trap, don't worry.
Trust us.
Yeah, and he sees, he spits in her coffee, and she
Coffee?
catches it.
Where are you from, Kelly?
New Jersey. Yeah. And,
He spits in her coffee.
yeah.
Jersey comes out this panel. It took 6 episodes.
Certain words, like sauce and coffee. Anyways. But yeah, so now what? Like, what a cliffhanger to leave it on, because she immediately walks away. I think now we're starting to see that she's suspecting, oh, they're trying to bring her down, because also in a previous episode, the other principal was like, look at who you have.
That's what I was thinking. I don't remember if that was 2 episodes ago or 3 episodes ago, but like, I love Dr. Brown, but like, I feel like she should be figuring things out a little bit faster, because that episode that you're talking about, when the other principal was saying, you know, I would check within your own ranks of, you know, some sabotage or something to that effect.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, now moving forward, she's going to be a little bit more skeptical with Gamby and Russell, but she hasn't really. And even in this episode, like, it's almost like that was the first time she was like, wait a minute. So
Yeah.
This is the episode that I have been waiting for.
Right.
I saw that and I was like, ooh, next episode's gonna be so good. I cannot wait.
well, we're coming to the end.
Yeah. Well, halfway, more than halfway. I think 3 more episodes, I think. Either way, but
I think it's 1 more, isn't it?
9 episodes. We're on 6.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think she just puts too much trust in people. I think that's her issue. And also Gamby was kind of doing what, like, he was listening to her, like, with that whole the beanbag room and everything.
Yeah.
So I think she just is too nice of a person sometimes, even though when you test her reputation.
Yeah, I think she's been distracted too.
Yeah.
Is the other thing that's been helpful.
for sure.
You know, like the fire and figuring that out. It's just like they put in a lot of distractions to keep her busy.
Yeah. So at least on that note, I guess we should just move into predictions.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Predictions.
What do you guys think?
And
Now she's gonna definitely suspect something.
I think Gamby and Snodgrass are not going to hook up.
Okay. I disagree, because I saw the preview and it's a teacher work day. So they're all like, it's only the teachers that are working in school, and she grabs she's like, why don't you whip me up something for breakfast? And he's like, I can't, it's locked. And she grabs his keys from like an extent. She's like, what are these for? So I think she's gonna kind of play with him a little bit. Like, I don't think she's gonna take him seriously, but she's probably just gonna use him just to distract her from being hurt, basically.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
And Lee Russell has to watch Belinda's kids, so she's kind of torturing him now. Yeah,
That's gonna be a good match because those boys are strong too.
Yeah,
I think these last couple episodes, something's gonna happen with Dr. Brown, Belinda, and the boys, because now she knows. I know Lee Russell is probably just gonna take, you know, the blunt of it. So I don't know if she's gonna find out if Gamby was in on it too. I wonder if Lee will turn and
turn him in.
Do you think Principal Brown is going to be booted out by the end of the season?
That's what I was going to ask. I don't know. I don't want her to, because I like her a lot, and I don't think she's gonna offer to leave.
Yeah.
I think if anything, she's gonna be fired or something.
Yeah, they're gonna pull the ultimate heist that's gonna screw her over.
Yeah.
well, and that's gonna be hard if she leaves and then we start the next season with a new principal, and then it's kind of like it's starting the same way as this season did. So it's got to be something different.
The principal role is like Professor Snape always wants to be the professor of the dark arts, but he only gets to be the potions teacher.
Yeah.
Right, guys? Am I right? High five out there, right?
Ooh.
Maybe one of them will move up to principal role by the end of the...
Yeah, do you think maybe Lee Russell gets booted, and then it's just Gamby and... I guess we got 3 episodes to find out. You know?
I know.
Lee Russell's definitely the more malicious, like
Definitely.
evil, dark.
Mastermind.
Got a
kinda.
dark heart.
Yeah. And until then, though, guys, where can we find you on the internet?
I'm Tamra. You can find me on Twitter at BrownTamra, on Instagram at Tamra_blue, and on Snapchat at HeyTamra.
You can find me, Kelsey Hightower, on all social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at Kels Hightower.
Boom. Way to do it.
And I'm Kelly McInerney. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram at HollyWeirdo, or Snapchat too, Kelly McInerney, but with 3 L's in Kelly. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.